It's thought that 1 in 10 pregnant women in England alone are smokers, and the risk of a stillbirth is 52% higher in women who smoke 10 cigarettes a day. So I think we all know the dangers of smoking in pregnancy, but then is it fair to test all pregnant women, do you think?
Well, the thing is, when I was pregnant with Maddie, I was a smoker when I got pregnant, and I was probably 15, 20 a day. And I'm very ashamed to say that I didn't go from 20 to 0. I found it really hard, and I, cheated. And I was cheating myself, if I'm honest. I would say, yeah, I've given up smoking, but I was having the odd fag here and there. And I've always felt really guilty about it. And I think if it had been one of the tests, because any test that you have antenatally is for the protection of you and your baby, isn't it? So you have your blood tested for high sugar, for insulin, possible diabetes. And I think, why could it not just be another test? Because I was in denial. Whereas if I thought, my God, I'm going to have to blow in that thing, and I'm going to have to face the fact that actually I've got nicotine in my blood, which is essentially poisoning my baby, it would have been good for me.
But then would you have actually even gone to the test? Yeah. That's the other thing, Jane, isn't it? Is that if you know... I mean, I think, for me, I absolutely agree that, we all know it's bad to smoke when you're pregnant, and I know how difficult it is. I had a friend who, like you, she was a 20-a-day smoker, and she didn't cut down to 0, but she cut down, to she was in 1 a day and then none eventually. Yeah. And I just think that's hard enough to do without someone kind of telling you off and going, right, come in here, breathe into that bag.
Are they telling you off, or are they trying to support you? Because I don't think the NHS do tell off, really. I think it's about, listen, I think it would be more from, listen, are you struggling a bit? Your nicotine levels are still high, this isn't good for you or for the baby.
Yeah, when you say you were in denial, though, you weren't really in denial, were you? You knew that all the medical advice is don't smoke.
Not denial about what the effects were, but denial that I was still having those sneaky fags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And going, oh, well, I just had a couple of puffs, but did I really have a couple of puffs, or did I have the whole fag?
Because
that's addiction,
I always think it's... I get why they're doing it in a way, but I always think it's a bit like smacking laws, for example. Yeah. It's like you end up sort of persecuting the kind of average Joe in public about, don't do that to your child in the supermarket or whatever. But the real people that smack their children, as in very badly, and abuse their children, I think, it gets driven underground. Yeah. People just become more sneaky. Yeah. So I think those were the real issue with smoking, who do just blithely smoke very badly the whole way through their pregnancy, would either not turn up for the test or find some other way around it. I think it's at 10 weeks and 36 weeks, or... Yeah. I don't...
No, 12 weeks and 36 weeks, so it's twice.
You'd feel a bit demonised, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd feel a bit like...
Don't you think the money would be better spent on... when we were kids, they had those public information films, and they might be about drink driving, and you see obviously an actor, but a child lying in the road, and so and it really impacted. I think the money would be better spent doing an ad campaign, reminding people what it does.
Yeah. Were you a smoker? Did you smoke when you were pregnant?
I'm an occasion. I like a smoke with a glass of wine. Yeah. And so I'm like an occasional smoker. I think maybe...
Did you smoke when you were pregnant at all?
No, not really. I might have had maybe one, but no, I wasn't really a smoker. But I know people who have smoked whilst pregnant occasionally. I don't think any woman does it with the intention of...
I think some people do it without caring.
Yeah,
but that's education,
but
I think, though, isn't it? Like Jane said, that's when if you see an advert, I was saying this morning, we had something played to us when we did our biology at school. Yeah. They had a recording of a baby kind of gasping for breath when its mother was smoking, and that's always stayed with me.
Put that in schools right now.
So I think it's young women you have to educate.
So it goes, it kind of... And also, the issue of secondary smoke. So, for example, if you don't smoke, but your partner smokes, does that go...
Well, they said that would be picked up. Yeah, they said that would be picked up on a test. I just think, again, for me, I totally understand why they want to do it, why they need to warn women about smoking in pregnancy. That the stillbirth charity Tommy's have said that this would save a lot of babies. I understand all that. To me, it's just something slightly nanny state
but I think the baby
for
comes
having a
first.
breathalyzer for every woman.
I think the baby comes first. If you're not smoking, you have to puff into something for 2 seconds, so what? If you're going to cut the rate of stillbirth, you're going to cut the rate of asthma and all the other things that child might get from you smoking, so what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we asked you earlier, is it fair to test all women for smoking during pregnancy? 77% of you said yes. You agree with Nadia. 23% no. Thank you very much for those. Emma says, you know, if a woman is a smoker and finds out she's pregnant, she needs to be encouraged to give up. And I just wonder, is that an encouraging